day, he brings back a little piece of this country that was sold out by the elites.
Lee, your response.
Well, I'm glad to hear that I apparently sold out my country. That's wonderful. Look, it's very simple. Tariffs are going to increase prices on American consumers. Even President Trump a couple weeks ago said, when imposing tariffs on Canada and Mexico, that there may be some temporary pain. They're going to increase prices. The stuff that we are importing, the stuff that we are immediately importing, those tariff prices will be passed on to the consumer. It's basic economics. And the one thing that the Trump administration has to be very, very careful here about, and I've talked about it a million times, Donald Trump was not elected to reform American government. Donald Trump was not elected to put on tariffs, to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. Donald Trump was elected because people wanted the price of eggs to be $2 a dozen, not $5 a dozen, and they wanted lower gas. And there was a recent poll come out saying 2/3 of Americans want him to start focusing on that. Instead of all this ancillary, let's try to reshape what American government looks like, get to what he was actually voted in on, which was lowering prices for everyday Americans in everyday life. And if he doesn't get to that, if he imposes these tariffs, if these tariffs do take place and prices do increase, it's going to be a good day for Democrats in 2026.
You know, Lee,
Okay,
I think
we've
it's so
got
funny.
2 minutes.
I want to ask you, how do you know why people voted for him? You didn't vote for him. How do you know what he was put into office to do? You're not one of the people who put him in office.
It's common sense. It is even Republicans say that they got into office because they were talking about bringing down the price of goods.
He has
himself said
now
that's what
appointed.
that they got into office because they were talking about bringing.
One of the people who put him in
common
office.
sense. It is even Republicans say that they got into office because they were talking about bringing down the price of goods, bringing down inflation.
Okay, so let me respond to that. Let me respond to that very briefly. Let me respond to that.
Even the president himself said that's what he was going to do.
Donald Trump has appointed now people to look into this avian flu, which is the #1 cause of why chicken and eggs are so expensive right now, something that Joe Biden had 4 years to do and didn't do. So he is looking at that. But people did vote for him to stop war. They voted for him because he is the first pro-peace, anti-war president in my lifetime. That was a huge part of why people voted for him.
Well, the two top issues were, polls show the top issues were inflation and the border. So let me ask you this, Patty, very quickly, and we may need to go back to the White House any time now. Why do you think so many conservative economists are opposed to these any tariffs for that matter? Wall Street Journal seems to have done some recent pieces against the president. Your thoughts on why so many conservative economists oppose them?
Oh, because Donald Trump is not a conservative. He's a protectionist.
I agree.
He's a New Deal Democrat. He does not actually believe in free trade because free trade hurts the working class. He believes in a thriving working class and a thriving middle class and a great economy that isn't just billionaires getting richer. So yeah, the Wall Street Journal, whose paymasters are rhinos who want to go back to the Mitch McConnell version of the party where all they care about are tax cuts, of course they hate tariffs because it doesn't make rich people richer. It makes working class people richer. It makes working class people able to buy a home. And the fact that Democrats are not cheering this is disgusting. Of course, old school Republicans don't want this stuff. They don't care about the working class. That's why Donald Trump is such a revolutionary.
Okay, Lee?
You know what I love about America is the fact that we can have different viewpoints and not take it personally. The fact that it's apparently disgusting that I don't like tariffs, come on. This is a free country. You have your point of view. I have my point of view. The reason why American politics is so screwed up today is because you're calling other people disgusting who have a different point of view.
All right, Lee.
I don't think your point of view is disgusting.
I'm so sorry because I am enjoying the conversation, but we do need to go back to the White House and listen in to the president.
Brought together a coalition of supporters across party